All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. As a warning, it's possible that this live stream gets cut short because of internet technical difficulties. Ever since last night when the stream got cut off and the other channel got a strike and suspended, I've been having internet troubles for the rest of last night and all throughout today. And honestly, I want to do this stream about 8 hours ago, but the internet's running the best it's has since it got shut down last night. And again, this is nothing new, you guys. It seems like every time I expose a big sports championship, all of a sudden I just have all these internet problems. And again, it's not hard to see what's going on. It's censorship, it's big tech trying to silence the message. But we're going to talk about a couple more deaths that were reported in the news last night after the Super Bowl. One was a 55-year-old college basketball coach. He just dropped dead for no reason the day of Super Bowl 55. And it's not hard to see why, when you know Gematria, why he was the chosen 55-year-old on the day of Super Bowl 55. The man's name was Lou Hill, which has Gematria of 41 for Lou, 41 for Hill, 41 for Oklahoma where he coached, 41 for Super Bowl, and 41 for the Weeknd. And it's just like how Brady won Super Bowl 53 at age 41, and it's how, just like how this year, his Super Bowl was synced up with Giselle. The Super Bowl was 163 days before Giselle's 41st birthday, and the Chiefs fell to 16-3, like 163, the 38th prime on the 38th day of the year. But every single, sports season rolls around, the championships roll around, and bodies just start falling. And, it's just sad how they report this stuff on ESPN and they make no mention about it. They're just like, and today, Lou Hill sadly passed at age 55, right after they get done talking about Super Bowl 55, and they just act like the whole thing's a coincidence. And that's why your fellow man that's sound asleep, they're just used to watching the way the programming is, and they're thinking, well, if ESPN didn't connect any kind of suspicion with his age of death, then there's probably nothing there, right? Yeah, if you're brain dead. So anyway, RIP to this man. Again, before the game was played, we talked about the number of 55 related deaths. Leon Spinks, whose name equaled 55, died right before the Super Bowl. And if you go back in history, Muhammad Ali was on 55 career wins in boxing before he lost to Leon Spinks in what was a huge upset. And then notice how all these years later, Leon Spinks dies, and he's got that 55 name, and he dies right before Super Bowl 55. And if you missed the videos I did, the Super Bowl 55 deaths, go back and check that out. Again, sadly, this stuff goes on every single year for every major sporting event. And I don't know, it's amazing to me that more people don't wake up to it. So this was one they were reporting last night after the game. And another one they were reporting was the 58-year-old baseball reporter Pedro Gomez for ESPN, and the way they talked about him last night was that he followed Barry Bonds' 73 home run season, right? So that was the way they talked about this on ESPN with his unexpected death last night. They said what he's most remembered for is following Barry Bonds' 73 home run season. What was the Super Bowl all about yesterday? Again, it was all about 73. It was all about 73. The Chiefs came in with 64 points scored in Super Bowls. They scored 9 more yesterday. 64 plus 9 is 73. Brady got to 7-3 in Super Bowls, getting his 7th championship with 3 touchdowns in his 21st season, 73 the 21st prime. Remember, Brady came into this postseason with 73 postseason touchdowns. He came into the Super Bowl with 7 touchdowns and 3 INTs. In this year's playoffs, Bucks went up 7-3 earlier. We called it before it happened, doing the play-by-play for the game. This game was 7 months and 3 days after Brady's mom's birthday. Again, I told you guys 2 weeks in advance, watch out for that Texas Tech-Kansas State game. It's going to give you the final clue for the Super Bowl. Texas Tech scored 73 the night before the game. Patrick Mahomes' old college. Year after year, the college basketball game that has the clear connection to the Super Bowl tells us the outcome the day before it happens, year after year after year. And I've been showing you guys this stuff for how many years? I mean, come on, you got to get with the program. ESPN was telling you the game temperature was going to be 73 degrees. And again, if you're new here, you might think that that's nonsense, but they do this every year, you guys. They do this every year. They just tell it to you in numbers. Giselle and Brady did the 73 questions interview. You had a Yale grad, which equals 73 in Gematria, sacrificed in Goatville by Yale the night before the GOAT Bowl. And again, American football name credited to Walter Camp, who went to Yale. And again, the Royal Rumble in Tampa a weekend before this, the man born in 73 won at Edge. So, we're talking all about 73. Then after the game, you flip on and there's a dead baseball reporter, and they're talking about it alongside the Super Bowl and how he, really covered that Barry Bonds 73 home run season. But there's more to it, too. He's dead at 58. The phrase greatest of all time is 271. That's the 58th prime. Secret Society, Freemasonry, Rosicrucian, 58. If you've read my first book, Letters and Numbers, Chapter 2 goes heavy on the number 58. His name Pedro's also got that 58. Notice he was born in 62. Remember all the 62s. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 62. Buccaneers alone, 62. Patrick Mahomes, 62. Fell to 6-2 in the playoffs by losing last night. It was 62 days after the Tampa Mayor's birthday and 62 days before the WrestleMania that will be in the same stadium, Raymond James Stadium. And born in 62 is part of the reason this man's chosen. And again, just in case you didn't know the things about the mayors, again, Jane Castor's the mayor. From her December 7th birthday to the Super Bowl was 62 days. And WrestleMania 37, the Bucks, they won Super Bowl 37, now Super Bowl 55. But WrestleMania 37 is on April 10th. Got the same logo as the Bucks logo. April 10th. Starts 62 days after the Super Bowl. Buccaneers forward 37, 62 in reverse. Couldn't have scripted it any better. And now you know why Aaron Rodgers always doing the WWE belt celebration dance. Again, they're telling you it's all a script. They mentioned this man had a 35-year career. Again, Tom Brady's got that 35. He got his 149th home win last night. The 35th prime, exactly 149 months after Carl Sheffers worked his first ever NFL game. Carl Sheffers did Super Bowl 51 and 55. Brady won them both. In both games, late in the fourth quarter, you had a 3rd and 33 situation. Clowning. They mentioned he worked 25 World Series. If you watch my call game by game, or, my play-by-play for the game yesterday, I talked about how Tampa Bay's 25 and how before the game, Bill Cowher was the only person on CBS that called the Bucks to win. And I said, look, they put up his stats for the year. He was 24-20 before the game. I said, watch, he's going to be right for the 25th time. Tampa Bay 25. He coached the Steelers. Steelers won Super Bowl 43 in Tampa Bay in the same stadium, like the GOAT 43 winning in the stadium last night. So they mentioned this man worked 25 World Series, Tampa Bay 25. We talked about all the football-related deaths on 2/5, February 5th. They said he worked 20 All-Star games as well. And again, that's why you got to know your ciphers, forwards and backwards. Death, 20 and 25, also 97, the 25th prime. Death's also 38. He died on the 38th day of the year, February 7th. And look at his name, Pedro Gomez. Got that 38 in it as well. You see, got that 124 like Florida 124, like Kansas City, Missouri 124. This man had the numbers to be the sacrifice. It's how they do it. They pick who's got the numbers, that phrase, your numbers up. And he has a son that's in the Boston Red Sox Farm League. I mean, come on. Tom Brady coming from Boston, all of a sudden Tampa's winning the Stanley Cup, winning the AL pennant. I can't believe how many people left comments like, I think NFL and NBA are rigged, but not MLB and NHL. Are you guys serious? Are you really that brain dead? You think Brady just goes to Tampa and then they just win the Stanley Cup and the MLB and they're all synced together and we're telling you about it all year and you don't think it's all rigged? I mean, you got to be brain dead. You guys are so brain dead out there, so many of you. You don't think the NHL and MLB are rigged? I know you're new here. We help people make millions of dollars off these sports. Come on, man. It's all rigged the same way. It's all rigged the same way. Couldn't be any more obvious. Tom goes to Tampa and people still don't catch on. All of a sudden, Tampa's just the greatest sports town there ever was. Come on, man. You guys embarrass yourselves. But this man's son playing for the Boston Red Sox. And don't forget, the Rays smoked the Red Sox 17-8, August 13th, 178 days before the Super Bowl. And realize it's all ritual. It's all ritual. Mayor Jane Castor, 178. You see how they did that? 178. They won Super Bowl 55 and 37, added up 92. Mayor Jane Castor, 92. You see what they're doing here? It's all connected. These are the chosen ones, from the politicians to the people on the field to even the people working, the news stories, the chosen journalists. They're all in the network, and they all eventually get 86'd by the code. But this man had a lot of Florida connections. Don't forget that from the day that the World Series ended, on the anniversary of Jackie Robinson's funeral, October 27th, and yes, before the season began, we said the Dodgers would win the World Series and they'd beat the Braves in the NL Championship. So we had all that before the season was started. I was barely off on the AL side. We did see earlier in the year the Rays had a shot with the whole Tom Brady thing. Tampa, Florida, 116. They were in the 116th World Series. Tom Brady's full name, 116. In hindsight, I shouldn't have doubted that, but it was still a lucrative baseball season. Very much so. It could have been better. But it was 103 days from the day the World Series ended to the day the Super Bowl ended. And remember, Tampa Bay Lightning won the 103rd NHL season, and all in the same year, right? The Lightning win the 103rd NHL season. The Tampa Bay Rays win the AL pennant and losing the World Series to the Dodgers. Dodgers got their 7th championship. Brady got his 7th ring. And then 103 days later, Tampa wins the Super Bowl. And 103 is the 27th prime number. MLB's 27. The game was on 2-7. Number 27 for Tampa Bay has the same birthday as Tom Brady. Leonard Fournette had the 27-yard touchdown run to put up 27 points on the board. Then they kicked the extra point for 28, like Fournette wears 28. Played at LSU, just like Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the other side. Louisiana 101, the 101st NFL season. But just all these 103s, I mean, come on. The 103rd NHL season, again, won by Tampa. The World Series, Tampa's in it after they win the AL pennant, and then 103 days later, Brady wins the Super Bowl. And like I was telling my people, it made a lot of sense for Tampa to take 2 out of 3 titles, 2 out of 3 because Brady equals 23, home 23 for the last one. They're at home. Brady gets his 23rd home win in the playoffs. The ritual was too perfect. And again, 103, the 27th prime, MLB 27, ritual 27, a dead MLB writer with the right numbers chosen for the ritual the day of Super Bowl 55. And again, dead on the 38th day of the year, Pedro Gomez, 38. I'm sure you guys know all about Murder by Numbers in 38. The movie poster for Murder by Numbers, the E's changed to the 3, the B's changed to the 8, 3883. Murder 38 the small way, 83 the big way. The song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. By the way, Brady now on 83 passing touchdowns in the postseason. The man born on 8-3, football 83. Came in with 80 last night, tossed 3 more, got to 83. Said on the Patreon he'd throw at least 3. We knew he was going to get that 83. And by the way, Brady stayed on 38 postseason interceptions last night on the 38th day of the year. And that was one of my predictions too, that he would not throw an interception. That's why if you watch my real-time broadcast, when he threw the interception off the deflected ball off Fournette's hand, I said, oh my God, I thought he wouldn't throw an interception. And then out came the flag and they wiped it off the board. And I said, see, he's not throwing any picks tonight. All scripted for the GOAT. Sandra Bullock, by the way, the star of Murder by Numbers. But yeah, this 38-83 thing, deadly. And again, that's why this man is dead on the 38th day of the year. He had the wrong numbers. CNN emphasized the word unexpectedly in his death. Unexpectedly 55, dead on the day of Super Bowl 55. Along with the 55-year-old coach, Lou Hill. You know what I mean? So I want to go back to this 55 thing. Here's the Weeknd. I'm going to show you this clip from his concert, how they do this. They flash this real quick, the Satan on the electronic board behind him. If you saw his halftime presentation, coming down from the sky like a fallen angel with his eyes glowing red, I mean, what symbolism do you take from that, Supposedly he spent $7 million of his own money. I guarantee you that was just a BS headline for the ongoing riddles. He didn't spend a dime of his own money. It was just like any other halftime show. But again, look at the Gematria of Satan. If you're new here, there are 4 base ciphers. The alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, up to Z, the 26 letters, 26. Satan is 55, right? The alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, that's where Satan is 10. The difference in that cipher is S is the 19th letter. In the green cipher, S is 19. In the blue cipher, S is 1, because the numerology in 19 is 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. You make each letter a single-digit number. A is the first letter, so A is still 1. T, the 20th letter, becomes 2 plus 0 is 2, so T is 2 in the blue cipher. A is 1. N, the 14th letter, 14 is 1 plus 4 is 5. So you have 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 for the letters of Satan, which adds up to 10. So that's the numerology. Then the reverse alphabetic order, that's where Satan is 80. The formula for that is if you know the letters, A is 1 up to Z is 26. The formula is 27 minus the regular letter placement to get the letter in the reverse alphabetic order. So 27 minus S would be 27 minus 19, so S is 8. A is obviously 26 because it's in reverse, so A is the last letter. T is the 20th letter, so 27 minus 20 is 7. A is 26 again, N's 14, so 27 minus 14, 13. So if you add that up, Satan is 80. And remember, Brady came into this game on 80 career losses. This was his 10th Super Bowl. 55 is also the 10th triangular number and the 10th Fibonacci number. But Brady came into the game on 80 career losses, and he came in with 80 postseason touchdowns. Couldn't have been any more perfect for the Satan tribute. And then with regards to 35, again, Tom Brady equals 35. Tom Brady got his 149th career home win last night, the 35th prime, exactly 149 months after the game where he was injured against the Chiefs, which was Carl Scheffer's first ever game as official, and he worked the game last night. He was the head ref. And that was the game where Brady got hurt, but the Patriots won 17-10 over the Chiefs. Think about it, 17-10, 27 points, Super Bowl on 2-7, perfectly synced up. 17's the 7th prime number. Brady gets his 7th championship in his 10th Super Bowl. The score of that game was 17-10 on September 7th, 2008. Again, you guys, it's not a coincidence. It's why I've been saying for all these years and backing it up. The NFL's an ongoing script. They perform rituals in these regular season games that are synced up with future planned scripted games. The way to look at pro sports is just like a Hollywood movie or a TV show. Somebody writes out the script, right? And then they get the right actors to play the part for something that's already planned long in advance. And when the game goes off script, they got plan B to go with. They got refs there to throw the flag. I guarantee you last night that number 73 was supposed to catch that touchdown and hold on to it, not have it batted out of his hands. If you watch my play-by-play, I started making jokes about that. They scripted a play while the score was 7-3 to throw another touchdown to 73. An offensive lineman. Just all script. But this is the Weeknd at his own concert, putting up Satan in the backdrop, and then he ends up performing at the Super Bowl 55 halftime show and coming out of the sky like a fallen angel, like Lucifer falling to earth. And here, I'm going to show this clip real quick right here. Watch this. Watch this. Watch carefully. See if you can catch it where he slows down. You see it? Did you see it just happen right there? He's going to do it slower now. But it just flashed it real fast, the Satan on there. But now watch when he does it slow. He's saying, did you not see it? Because watch again. Here we go. Here we go with the slow-mo. It's like Fight Club, how they show you how they do stuff subliminally. Quick. Putting it right in front of your eyes, but expecting you not to see it. That's just like what they do with numbers every day. The Bucks go up 3-7 with 37 seconds on the clock. Bam, just Satan, real quick. And think about it. This is years before he performed in Super Bowl 55. So anyway, this is who runs the show, you guys. Bob Dylan told you this a long time ago on 60 Minutes. Bob Dylan said to Ed Bradley that he would have never been famous. He would have never been a celebrity had he not sold his soul to the chief commander of this world. And Ed Bradley laughed and said, who's that? And Bob Dylan said, you know who that is. And then Ed Bradley had another big laugh about it because he probably sold his soul to be on 60 Minutes, and then he didn't live much longer to tell about it. And you guys might recall, before Super Bowl 52, I predicted that Bob Dylan was probably going to die back in Minnesota because that's his home state. Well, Bob Dylan didn't die, and he's still alive and well. But remember, right after I made that prediction, it was like boom, boom, boom. There were 3 people from Bob Dylan's life that all died from the time I said that and the time up to Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota in his hometown. And that wasn't an accident. I wasn't right that Bob Dylan got 86, but I was right that Bob Dylan and sacrifices would be connected to that Super Bowl, because there were 3 people that died to him that were all close to him, connected to his music, that all died from the time of that prediction before the Super Bowl was. And that's why it's funny that my trolls, that's one of the, if you ever see trolls make a compilation of things I was wrong about, they'll put that in there, and it's like, was I really that wrong about that? Yeah, Bob Dylan didn't die, but 3 people connected to the man died right before the Super Bowl. I mean, come on. Come on now. I'm trying to get people to see how evil all this stuff is. And that's why anyone taking time out of their day to go over the few things I've been wrong about over the years compared to the million things I've been right about, I mean, you're just a straight up punk, and you're trying to discredit what's the obvious truth. I'm showing every year how people die like clockwork for these championships, and what, you're trying to make it look like that's not happening? You're essentially an accomplice in all these murders. Know who you are. I got to assume every last person who ever made a video calling me a shill or saying anything about me, even if they thought they were some Christian Jesus follower, truly they're people who are possessed by the evil influences of this world, if you want to call that Satan or whatever else. They're on the other side of the fight that I'm on, and I know I'm not on the wrong side. So I don't care what religion or spirituality you think you're a part of. To me, all religion is false, but there is good and evil. Absolutely. You're going against me, you're on that evil side. Know that for sure. Here, let me show you what else is messed up. We talked about this in real time last night, but I forgot to do this in my recap afterwards. Look at the halftime stat, you guys, yesterday. Just straight mockery, right? Down here they show that in the earlier part of the season, remember the Chiefs became 10-1 in the Bucs Stadium. They beat them in the regular season, 10-1, like 101 in the 101st season. But they showed that at halftime in the regular season in Week 12, Mahomes had 359 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, right? By the way, that's the 72nd prime number, and Raymond James Stadium equals 72, and Arians picked up his 72nd win last night. But look at Mahomes' stats. 19 attempts, 67 yards. 67 is the 19th prime, representing Missouri like the St. Louis Rams used to, and Brady beat the St. Louis Rams in the Super Bowl 19 years earlier. The 19 cycles of the moon. That's what, or the moon's on a 19-year cycle if you're not aware. Every 19 years, the moon appears in the same place in the sky that it did 19 years earlier to the day. So where the moon is on January 1st, 2021, it was in that same place in the sky January 1st, 2002. And then 19 years before that, 83, and so on. 64. Moon's on a 19-year cycle. That's part of the reason that The Weeknd had the moon as part of the big backdrop of his halftime show. The 19-year cycle is a big thing that I teach about in both my books. But 67 is the 19th prime. Kansas City, 67. But then look at Brady's stats. 16 for 20, right? 16 for 20. GOAT forward, 16. In reverse, 20, right? He tied Jordan, the GOAT, in Super Bowl 53, the 16th prime, 16 points scored in that game. And this one, he's 16 for 20 at halftime. And again, Brady, 43 years old, playing in Florida. Florida's got the 65-43 in the base ciphers like GOAT. And did you notice how when Gronk caught that second touchdown, there were 6:05 on the clock? Kind of like 65. It was a 17-yard touchdown, the 7th prime. Brady on his way to his 7th championship. Gronk got the first touchdown to put the Bucs up 3-7 with 37 seconds on the clock. Buccaneers 37, won Super Bowl 37. This synced up with WrestleMania 37. Then again, Kansas City, 67, the 19th prime. Mahomes on 67 passing yards on 19 attempts. Straight script. And I'm going to show you something real wicked they did here in a moment. But I just want to remind people about the T-Mobile commercial they did with Gronk and Brady. T-Mobile's got that 76, like how Brady was going from 6 championships to 7 over Kansas City, which is 67. And then the Capricorn logo's got the 7 and 6 in it, and Capricorn's the GOAT in astrology, and Capricorn is the 10th astrological sign. Satan equals 10. The Baphomet, the symbol of the Satanic Church, is the GOAT. And remember, the night before the Super Bowl, you had the NFL awards, where there was a major San Francisco ritual going on. The Church of Satan was established in San Francisco in 1966. But if you missed it, again, Rodgers, who played in the Bay Area at Cal, got league MVP. That was synced up with Hank Aaron's death. We talked about that, how Hank Aaron's death was a sign Rodgers would get the league MVP. Alex Smith, who was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers ahead of Rodgers in 2005, is the comeback player of the year. And then Peyton Manning, who finished his career in Super Bowl 50 in San Francisco. Super Bowl 50, San Francisco equals 50. He got first ballot Hall of Fame. And here's the thing about San Francisco. That city's on the 102nd meridian, right? San Francisco's 122, also 50, like Super Bowl 50. It's got that 76 thing like we were talking about too. But it's on the 122nd meridian west. It's where the Church of Satan was established. Satanic's got that 122 in it. Also that 67 to 19th prime. Also that 50. See? San Francisco 122.50. Satanic 122.50. This is why they established it there. Any of you are familiar with Mark Passio? You know, he's put out a lot of knowledge on YouTube. His name's got that 122 and 67 in it, Satanic. He was a former satanic priest, and then he left the Catholic Church. Now he speaks against the evil that runs the world. But he won't share this knowledge. Something tells me somebody tells him not to talk about this. But, again, this stuff's not an accident, you guys. And National Football League is 122. So the night before, you got this ritual connecting all these football players through San Francisco, the most satanic city in the nation. And then the next day you have Super Bowl 55, this huge satanic ritual with all these sacrifices. And again, you got Tom Brady, the fakest person there ever was. And for all of you out there who like people that just talk nice and who don't cuss and are so clean cut and just seem so, you know, Ned Flanders-like, again, you guys are the biggest programmed sheep in the world. I never trust anybody who acts like that because I know anybody who acts like that is just totally fake, a total fraud. And so many of you don't like me because the way I talk and I act like a real human being. If you don't like it, that's too bad. You're probably into these Ned Flanders, satanic, you know, fake pieces of shit like Tom Brady. You know, Tom Brady just so fake, so happy, and, you know, he's just a joke. And anytime Tom Brady gets asked a real question, do you notice how he just deflects and he doesn't answer and he just says some stupid-ass response? I mean, that's what Satan looks like right there. Tom Brady. Tom Brady. So, can't tell you how many people have been sacrificed for this clown over the years. Even members of the Brady Bunch, we've been calling it for years, man, so I'm not even joking about that Brady Bunch comment. Years ago, we were talking about the big Brady Bunch death that was synced up with the Super Bowl and how it was locked for Brady again. I mean, I think that was the year of Super Bowl 51. Oh, hold on. I forgot to finish telling you about all these halftime stats. Hold on. Where'd we go? Hold on. Where'd we go? Here's what I forgot to show you. You know how every year I'm educating about 42 and rituals they do with black athletes? I missed something, actually, going into this game. I thought the Chiefs were going to struggle scoring touchdowns in this game. I thought that would be part of the Brady GOAT ritual, just like how the Carolina offense really struggled against Manning in the scripted game in Super Bowl 50. But look at this. Mahomes this year, he had 38 passing touchdowns in the regular season, right? On his way to playing the Super Bowl on the 38th day of the year. But in the postseason, he had 4 touchdowns. What's 38 plus 4 equal? Does that equal 42? Just like how last year he had 42 passing attempts. He's one of 3 black quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl. There was Russell Wilson representing the 42nd state. Notice they had him in the attendance last night. And did you notice every time they showed Russell Wilson, he didn't look real happy. Russell Wilson did not look real happy every time the camera went to him. Like, he's like, man, people are going to figure this out. People are going to figure out what's going on here. People in Seattle think I'm the truth. They're going to figure out I'm a fraud. I've been trying to tell the people of Seattle. I live up here in Washington State. I've been trying to tell people the whole time that Russell Wilson's the biggest fraud there ever was. Another Tom Brady type, even faker than Tom Brady. But, again, Mahomes, who had 42 passing attempts last year in the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, who represents the 42nd state, Washington. And then, of course, Doug Williams, who scored 42 points and, again, set the NFL record with 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. I see Mahomes also had four touchdowns and 2 interceptions for the playoffs this year, too, for another 42. But that means he stayed on 42 touchdowns. He stayed on 42 touchdowns for the year by not getting a single touchdown last night. Isn't that, oh my God, man, it's just And remember, February's 42, the N-word's 42, Jackie's 42, Martin 42, Malcolm X 42, Tuskegee 42, Slavery 42. Dodgers just won the World Series 4-2 on the anniversary of Jackie Robinson's funeral. All synced up with this Super Bowl. And then again, the Bucks win 31-9, like 319 for the greatest of all time, which he is not. So, if you missed the video I did before the Super Bowl about the Super Bowl 55 deaths, Yale, Goatville, and beyond, go back and check that out. And missed the video I did on Leon Spinks, definitely check that out as well. And again, GematriaEffectNews is my main channel, but it is suspended. So, and I really feel like this channel is on borrowed time. They let this channel stay up for a lot longer than any other channel in recent memory. Again, I have had, what have I had? I've had 19 channels deleted because I'm on my 20th channel right now. So one more deleted would put me on my 21st channel for 21. And yeah, the video they just struck me for, man, it's just, they struck me as soon as the Super Bowl ended, you guys. As soon as the Super Bowl ended, I got an email from YouTube saying that my channel had been struck and I was suspended for a week. And I was just like, come on, man. Come on. But yeah, it's just like what, for people who are following me on Patreon, that we were red hot, you guys. We were red hot for 3 weeks. We just tore up Rig Sports. I mean, like a bad day was going 8-2. We were just killing for just 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden, just like every day, like my live stream couldn't start. Just the live stream would get cut off, so choppy. I had all the internet people coming out here trying to figure out what was going on, and the one guy's like, "I think you're getting hacked, man." I stopped decoding the sports. I take a break from sports. Next thing you know, the internet's working again. So I really know they don't like when I expose the sports. It seems to bother them more than anything. And again, these are multi-billion-dollar industries we're tampering with. And, we're cutting into people's profits here. So everyone watches the TV, watches the people in the suits, tell them to bet on the wrong team. They bet on those teams because the people in the suit got them under mind control. And then the next year they come back and listen to the people in the suits and they make the wrong bet again. Meanwhile, people follow what I say over here and they make money. You know what I mean? They don't like that. They don't like that. And they don't like us exposing none of this other stuff too. So, yeah. I think I'm going to leave it there for right now, Truth Seeker. But I'll be back soon enough. But yeah, I think that's good for now. So, until next time.